Welcome to my road trip, my annual road trip I have with my son for our birthdays. So puncture within 70 kilometres of home, end up like flat. Actually, a puncture I had from my last trip, which was up to Northern Territory. But I just kept on driving on it and it finally let go. Tried slime at someone else's request or someone else's suggestion. But that didn't last. It went straight back down. So got the plugs out. First one I lost all the way inside. And I've got two in the hole. Plugged the hole up. It was holding air. I think it's somewhere I lose it. Yep, lost that one. So yeah, I ended up getting two in there. And we got back on the road, so we packed everything back up. We just finished lunch, packed everything back up and got on the road. We're heading over to Marion Bay. So, what did we think about fixing the car?
So first we were starting with the pumping, but then lots of air came out. So then we had to use that. We had to use the tire thing.
The slime or the
slime, and then we used the slime. We blocked it. Then we pumped the air in, but then it was starting to get flat. So then we had to use the tire plugs to and then we popped first one in. It went into the tire. Second one didn't work very much, but the third time that we used two, it sticked on each, and then no air came out. So I think we're gonna be all right now.
Cool. So we're on our way, right?
Yep.
All right, let's go. So yeah, we hit the road again. This is heading south down York Peninsula, right down the guts. And stopped off in Minlaton to have a look at the emus. It's just this weird wildlife park thing in the middle of the town, like in the middle of the road really. There's roads that go all the way around it and there's nothing else. It's a really weird place for it, but... And I went through this little beachside town. I can't remember what it's called. Right on like a fishing sort of beach, and a little bit further down was, a bit of a nice swimming area. Absolutely stunning little spot there, like mostly shacks, but a lot of holiday houses being built up as well now. We just dropped down onto the sand for a moment, but not wanting to drop pressures, and didn't really want to go exploring too much. Wanted to get to our accommodation, because by this time we had a bit of a tyre leak again. So we made it into our accommodation. Antwone having a film for the first time on the Insta360. By the time we got here, the tyre was going back down again. It still had enough air to be driving, but it wasn't too bad. So we stayed at Marion Bay Caravan Park, and I'm really impressed with this place actually. Pricing, it's up there. I think cabin for like a basic 1-bedroom cabin, which sleeps 5. It was $250 for the night. So we're there for 2 nights. So definitely not cheap, but you're also right on the beach. There's nothing else around where you can stay really, aside from camping anyway. So yeah, we had a 5-berth cabin, just probably 100 metres off the beach, which was pretty cool. My first time going down there. Antwone stayed there before with my missus and my daughter. A friend of ours has a permanent place there. Okay. So first time going into the cabin. I honestly had no idea what to really expect, and I've stayed in a lot of cabins over the years. Before I started camping, I was a cabin guy. It was always cabins, so yeah, really basic. Got a kitchen. Stayed in one of these cabins before without a bathroom, which sucked a little bit, but that was in Port Broughton. But yeah, cool little cabins. Antwone acting like he's peed himself. So yeah, our birthdays are a week apart, so every year we go away on a little boys trip. So yeah, going to explore a little bit, mainly just see how close we are to the beach. It's my dream car. I think Antwone's talking about it here. It's yeah, literally my dream vehicle, hey. So yeah, short little walk, and you got like wooden sort of slats that make it easy to walk on the sand. The tide was in at this point. Very nice, very nice. Just stunning views everywhere we went. Clearly Antwone's excited. So, we made it. Once again, car troubles. This time, you'll see in the video, we had a puncture, which I did the whole Northern Territory trip with that same puncture, but whatever was stuck in the wheel, which is a little bit. By the time we got to Port, it was flat. So we fixed it out the front of where we had lunch. But yeah, now we're at Marion Bay. So this is our annual Antwone's birthday trip, and just going to explore. This is our usual. We usually come over to York Peninsula, and this is the first time at Marion Bay. I believe I came here as a kid, but I'm not too sure where and when and whatnot. But yeah, just staying in the caravan park this time. I left it a little bit late and couldn't find a campsite because most of them are booked out and stuff. So yeah, the tyre's still leaking, but we good. We'll fix it again. We'll take it off and put some more plugs in it, and if that's still alright by tomorrow, then we'll just keep going with that. But otherwise, I'll whack the spare on and just go with that for now. But yeah, windy as fuck, but I'm thinking I'm gonna go for a swim anyway. What do you reckon? Swim?
Yeah, we should do a swim.
Yeah, it's gonna be bloody freezing though, mate.
Oh yeah.
But that's alright. We got towels, we go straight back, we can have a warm shower or whatever. Or you can have a warm shower.
Yes.
With the albatross. Not albatross.
No. Albatross good like that. Pick up rubbish.
Albatross, big doyer now.
Whoa. I'll go to them.
No. Yeah, so won't be long and I'll have to cook dinner. Got here a bit later than planned, so yeah. Speak later. Peace. So yeah, next went for an explore around the caravan park. Just wanted to see what was around, what it was like. Probably the only sort of negative thing was not a big grassy area, like most of it was gravel. But it was okay, like aside from that it was great camping facilities, great camp kitchen. Really cool. They had a selection of DVDs and DVD players in all the cabins, and a selection of DVDs, you could borrow them, and that was really cool. Something you don't see a lot often in caravan parks. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I believe, they have a food van. Sunday mornings they even do pancakes and stuff, which is cool. Pancakes was free, just had to bring a plate. Thought that was absolutely awesome. Kids like jumping pillow. Antwone didn't do much playing. Jumped on the pedal bikes, that was about it. Aside from that, we were just exploring most of the time, or swimming. Done a lot of that. Both got cooked. So come back. I can't actually cook really unless I'm camp cooking. So it's the only time I really do cook. So even in the kitchen, I decided to use camp oven and stuff like that. So the biduri. So I made a pasta dish. Antwone helped me. It was pretty basic. It was just some chicken, some capsicum, and what else went in there? Chicken, capsicum, bit of garlic. No chili because Antwone's still not down with the chili. It was pretty basic, but it's something I kind of do often. Lots and lots of olive oil. It's one of my favourite sort of dishes, which is the mixture of the flavours, like the chicken cooked with a little bit of salt and stuff, and yeah, it's quite nice. Just always do a massive lot of it. I never can judge how much I should be using or shouldn't be using in pasta. And one box of pasta I accidentally had sitting around for too long and ended up being mouldy. But yeah, so the other thing I put in there was a little bit of broccolini. I don't normally do it, but yeah, a little bit of broccolini in there, which was really nice as well. If you do stay at this place and you can't figure out the stove, you have to have the timer on to be able to turn the hot plates on. We took a little bit to figure that out. Yeah, Antwone helped me wash the veggies and then help chop up a little bit of stuff, and he's a bit of a self-entertainer. We don't do screens and stuff as a general rule. This night we watched a movie, which was, different. We don't do that a lot, but we sat down and we watched, I can't remember what it was now. Watched a movie, which was cool after dinner. Yeah, we both really enjoyed the pasta. Another good thing for myself, I make sure I stay on a network that doesn't have good coverage on my mobile. When I go camping, I can take videos and stuff on my phone, but I generally can't chat or anything. So I usually just send off emails, and when I finally get reception, then it sends them. But yeah, I try to stay away from my phone when I'm out camping or holidaying. Was overheating in my long pants, so a quick wardrobe change. Dinner is served. A little bit of salt, a little bit more olive oil that was. So I had way too many bowls of it. My last bowl was actually in bed with Antwone while watching this movie. Went for a bit of a walk up to the point. Tide was going out by then. Great night's sleep, and then the morning, all Antwone could think of was getting on the pedal bike, which was cool. I fixed my puncher while he was riding this around. Put 3 more plugs in it in the end. While putting those 3 in, I accidentally pushed one all the way through from the ones the day before, so I ended up with 4 plugs plugging the hole up. But it's been over a week, and I just got it fixed today. So yeah, it lasted me, it did good. So next day we went out, had to go for a bit of a walk because the tide had gone out. But we went out onto a sandbar. Antwone played around the water a little bit. I didn't, it was literally nowhere near deep enough. Like I would have to belly flop on the sand to actually get wet. But just a stunning spot, like just chilling out. But there was lots of swimming to come over the next couple of days anyway. So I planned for for the day was to go into Innes National Park. I've never actually been to Marion Bay or Innes National Park, so cool experience for me. Everything was new. Didn't know what to expect. This is on the way in. I believe it's only 7 kilometres down the road from Marion Bay, which was convenient. Got a little office, you got to go in and pay your $13 to get your car in there. I'm sure they don't notice if you just do decide to skip and turn right instead of turn left. A couple of stuffed eagles. I took the video for the kids. They both thought that was pretty amazing. So it's going to be the next adventure. I want to take the whole family down there next time. Stenhouse Bay. Heard a lot about it. It's a really good campsite just there as well. Heard a lot about it, but never been. Definitely want to attempt some fishing there. There's a beach back around further, like on the way in, but we just came down to the jetty. Stunning, looked very sharky. A few people were out fishing, but yeah, I love jumping off jetties, but this one was a little bit freaky. Got really deep really quick as well. Antwone carrying little sandwich bags everywhere. He was collecting sand. He's going to make a little ornament out of it where he's going to put the layers of sand from every stop that we had along the way. I think got 10 or 11 bags in the end. Just a little bit, just enough to fill up a little jar. He wants to start doing that on each trip. Stopped at a little lookout just after Stenhouse Bay. Didn't bother walking right up to the top, but beautiful view. And we knew what direction we were heading, and it looked pretty nice down that way, so we wanted to get on the road. So we hit the road again. Skipped a couple of spots. There's lots and lots and lots of little turn-offs, little spots to go and explore. A couple of surf breaks as well. Chinaman's are just down this way. Stopped into this old township, which is now just being preserved really as like a tourist spot. It's an old gypsum mine. The water here is where they mine the gypsum. All by hand. A lot of the old machinery's there. They're the old carriages that they used to drag it up to the shipping or whatever was up, or however they did it back in the day. The water was stunning. And then going up into the little township, just come around this bend, and there's a tennis court. Just a random tennis court from back a long, long, long time ago. It's pretty cool. Old houses. Antwone collecting his sand. Ethel Bay, aside from the bees surrounding the car when we had to leave, this place was one of my favourite stops. Big staircase that goes down. But really unassuming. There's a shipwreck down there as well, but really unassuming how big those waves were. And there was one other family down there when we got down there. Yeah, it says don't swim and stuff. We didn't really swim though, like mostly it was just sort of laying in the water, which was probably about knee height, but real strong undertow. Waves were really powerful and it gets deep really quickly. This was next beach down. Yeah, it was mainly just a beach where everyone was putting their boats out in the water. A lot of seaweed, it stunk. So we went on to Dolphin Bay. It was Pondalawi was that last one. Went down to Dolphin Bay, which was, as you can see, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. The water was so nice as well. Just chilled, played around a little bit. And this was going to be our last stop for the day, so back to cook my next meal, which was a form of burritos, which I just thought of on the spot. Cooked up the meat, a little bit of beef. Finally diced some potato, little chunks of potato. Fried that up together, added some garlic, and just, what else did I put in there? A little bit of tomato was the other one, and a little bit of onion, and then just put it in wraps. Really basic, quite tasty. Didn't worry about any cheese or sauce or anything. We don't eat processed foods as such in my house. Like, as bad as it gets, it's probably like a wrap or something like that, and we're really selective as to what we eat. So everything's cooked from scratch as well. We don't eat junk. So yeah, it was real basic, getting the flavour out of the tomato and the onion and the garlic and stuff like that. So it was really enjoyable as well. Then we went for a bit of a fish. So I set up a jig on a float with some bloodworms, and then Antwone and I just tried for squid. One guy a little bit further down got 2 squid, and that was about it. No one else was getting anything. Next day we met a lady who got 35 squid the night before, but over the other side of the peninsula, I was quite impressed with that. So the sunset was stunning from here, even though it was setting over the land, not over the ocean, which I'm not used to being from Adelaide. But yeah, we fished for probably about 2 hours and didn't get anything, but it honestly never bothers me. And so coming to our last day, we just went exploring, going up the west coast. Went to, first spot was Corny Point Lookout, then we went to Point Turton with these massive stingrays. This is a must. I've actually heard about it last year, and we drove for an hour from where we were camping last year to go and see. And if you just watch from the top here, you see that's a big stingray, and that's a baby compared to what there is there. They hang around because everyone drops their the stuff from fishing. They go out fishing and catching squid and then chuck everything in the water. They're not supposed to, but everyone just feeds the massive rays, and they come up and they suck on your feet and they brush up against you. It's crazy. Look at the size. So the big one's Sally. I'm not sure what the next one's called, but yeah, I think it's another one I want to go take the missus to. And they got these pontoons out in the water, which is, my son and I hung out on them. Antwone and I hung out on them for about an hour. He was jumping in and had a bit of a swim and cooling off, and yeah, we decided we'll go for one more stop after this one. But I can just watch those stingrays all day.
We're at a nice beach for the day.
There's Flaherty's, where the tide goes right out and you can go out so far. You can drive down on the beach on this one.